Good morning, students. Our today's topic is theory of multiple intelligences. Theory of multiple intelligences was given by Howard Gardner. Howard Gardner, he was a psychologist and he gave the theory of multiple intelligences. According to Gardner, intelligence is not a single entity. We cannot evaluate intelligence on one aspect, but there are different types of intelligences which exist there. And different individuals possess these different types of intelligences. Each of these intelligences, they are independent of each other. Means if one person possesses one type of intelligence, it does not mean that he will possess other types of intelligences also. And the two different individuals, they can or cannot possess such intelligences. It does not necessarily indicate that one is high or low on other types of intelligences if one is high on the one type of intelligences. It is the meaning of independent. Is it clear that if one person is high on one type of intelligences, it does not mean that he is also high or low on other types of intelligences. On the one hand, Gardner said that the intelligences are independent of each other, but he also put forth that different type of intelligences, they interact and they work together to find a solution to a problem. Means on somehow he is also saying that whenever there is a problem, if there are different types of intelligences, then they will combine together, they will take the help of each other and they will collaborate with each other to find a solution to a problem. Students, so according to Gardner, this intelligence is not a single entity, but it consists of different type of intelligences which are independent of each other, but when there is a need, they also interact and work together to find a solution to that type of problem. Actually, Gardner studied extremely talented persons. Talented persons are those who are excelling in their own fields. They have the special skills and they are excelling in those fields. And on the basis of that study, he shown that there are 8 types of intelligences. There are 8 types of intelligences. And these intelligences are independent of each other, and when need arises, they work together to find a solution to the problem. The one type of intelligence out of the 8 is linguistic, other is logical mathematical, then spatial, musical, bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal and naturalistic. So we will study one by one all these types of intelligences given by the Howard Gardner. The first one, according to him, is linguistic. As the name is indicating, it is dealing with the language. Linguistic is as the name indicates, it deals with the language. So what is there in the linguistic intelligence? It involves the skills. Skills means you are apt or expert in one field. Expertise in one field is your skill. When, for example, you have a skill of writing, you have a skill of eating, you have a skill of cycling, you are perfect in that. That is your skill. So it involves the skills used in the production and the use of language. Means you are using the language very perfectly. Very perfectly you are using that language. You are expert in the pronunciation, writing, grammatics of that language. That is why the examples here is poets and the writers, because they are able to pen down their feelings in writing in one or another languages. Writers are writing the books or many columns. The poets, they are expressing all their feelings, thoughts in the lines, because they have words for that, and that words come in their mind through that type of linguistic intelligence in them. It is basically the capacity to use the language fluently and flexibly. Fluently means very easily. You don't have any problem in using that. And flexibly mean you can change when you have other substitutes for the words you are using to express one's feelings, express one's thoughts, and to understand the others. Students, the persons who are high on linguistic intelligence, they are also known as word smart. Word smart, because they are sensitive to different shades of the word meanings, can articulate and can create linguistic images in their mind. Means in simple sense that they can use the meaning of the word in the different ways, can change them, and they can image and they can create the images of that word in their mind. So how one can create the image? When one has command over that language or the words in the language. Okay, so it was our linguistic intelligence. Now comes the logical mathematical intelligence. Logical mathematical, again, I think it is based on the concrete ideas. Means not abstract but concrete. Logic is there. So it involves the skills in scientific thinking and problem solving. You are able to solve the problems scientifically, means not by your words, thinkings, but on the basis of facts, on the basis of facts and the conclusions. You are not supposed to create your own something which has not been verified, but that should be verified in the lab. Then you will be able to say that this is the solution of a problem. Like in maths, you have a formulas, you have to follow those formulas to solve a problem. You cannot go beyond that formulas. You have to follow those formulas, because that is a logical and scientific. Persons who are high on this type of intelligence, they think logically and critically. Critically means when you have the advantages and the disadvantages. You are thinking on the reasons, on the basis of reasons and not emotions. Reasons means always on the facts, observations, and the steps. Your emotions are not there. That is the critically and logically. The persons who are high in logical mathematical, they manipulate the symbols to solve the mathematical problems. Here, these are able to change the formulas also, but with the help of the concrete facts, not by their emotions or thinking, but they have verified those facts and they are able to convince others on the basis of conclusions they have arrived. The examples are scientists and the Nobel Prize winners. Scientists, as you know, they are they do their work in the labs. They continuously try to reach a conclusion through their hard work, but on the basis of the facts and the experimentation. Now the next one is the spatial intelligence. It is the third of the 8 types of intelligences which Gardner has said. Now, in spatial intelligence, the person possesses skills in forming visual images and the patterns. Visual images here means that you can create a mental image that is related to your visual perception in your mind. Means you can visually you can create that image by, like, you can think that this person may be like this. Okay, because this is not the real one, but you have created that image. Now the pilots, sailors, sculptors, painters, architects, interior decorators, surgeons, these are the persons who have likely to have developed spatial intelligence. And on the basis of that, they excel in their fields because they use the abilities involved in forming, using, and the transforming the mental images. The images on their mind, like in the two-dimensional images are there, like length and breadth is there, but on the basis of two dimensions, they can create the picture in the three dimensions. So this is the how they transform the mental images. Like architects, you see they create the image of a house which is to be built in future in the paper through length, breadth, height. Okay, the persons high on this intelligence can easily represent the spatial world in the mind. Means the persons who have such type of intelligence, they can create the world in their mind which is which cannot be expressed in the words. Okay, so that is why they can, like, I want to tell you here, clarify here in simple dimension, that there is a third dimension, that is the height or the depth. Okay, the next one is the musical intelligence. So here again, as the name indicates, it involves the sensitivity to musical rhythms and the patterns. Musical rhythms and the patterns. Here basically the music's pattern in time that can be changed by the person because he has the ability to do that. It is the capacity of an individual to produce, create, and manipulate the musical patterns with the time. He is very sensitive enough to understand from where that beat can be changed. That is why the individuals who are high on this intelligence, they are able to create the songs, they are able to make the new music beats, and can use that music in different ways. Now the next one is bodily kinesthetic. In the bodily kinesthetic type of intelligence, the individuals, they can use the whole or the portions of the body flexibly and creatively. The examples here will explain you here, like dancers are there. How, like in our, for example, in our Kathak dance, how the dancers, they can express the story through their acts of dances, and also able to the change the body postures through that story. And this, they use the whole body or some portions of it for display or the construction of the products and solving the problems. Like athletes, actors, sports persons, gymnasts, surgeons, and they use their body flexibly and creatively. Gymnasts also, surgeons also, athletes also, they possess this type of intelligence. Such type of intelligence helps them in fulfilling the aim of their profession. Now the next one is the interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal, as the word indicates, that inter means between the two persons. The next will come the intra, that is within the person. So inter means between the two persons, inter means between the two persons. So persons having such type of intelligence, they can understand the motives, the feelings, behaviors of other person. They are able to understand why that person is behaving in that way, because they have such type of intelligence, and on the basis of this they are able to maintain a good relationship with the other people in the society, and also can solve the problems of others, because they put themselves at their place and can understand their feelings if they have such type of intelligence. So the psychologists, counselors, politicians, social workers, religious leaders, these possess such type of intelligence. They directly deal with the other persons in the society, and by understanding their emotions, by understanding their behavior, they are able to help them. The next one is the intrapersonal, that is one's own. One is able to understand one's feelings. One means your own feelings, that you are aware of yourself, what are your limitations, what are your plus points, and how you can change yourself. You should be sensitive to yourself also, because until and unless you are sensitive to yourself, you will not be able to remove your drawbacks and achieve your aim in the life. So, it is awareness of one's own feelings, motives, and desires. It refers to the knowledge of one's internal strengths and limitations, and using that knowledge to effectively relate to others. Persons they who are high on ability have their finer sensibilities regarding their identity, existence, and meaning of life. They are able to know that what is their meaning in life. That is why they remain satisfied. They are able to change themselves according to the situations, and they can live without others also. Philosophers, spiritual leaders, they possess such type of intelligence. Now the last one here is the naturalistic type of intelligence. A naturalistic, again, it is the, as the name indicates, sensitivity to the features of the natural world. Then what is a natural world? Means the world around us which is natural and not man-made. Here comes the biological life, plants, animals, human beings, and the surrounding environment also. So the flora and fauna, like plants and animals, you are aware of them, and it involves a complete awareness of the relationship with the natural world. It is useful in recognizing the beauty of different species of flora and fauna and making subtle discriminations in the natural world, because you are able to discriminate the different individuals of the living world, because you are able to differentiate them. So here comes the examples are hunters, farmers, tourists, botanists. As you know, farmers, they know the which season can give them the best yield. That is why they just use that season for the good results in the agriculture. Okay, students. So I hope you must be understood that what is the theory of multiple intelligences, and we will in the next our topic we will do the next theory of the intelligence. Thank you very much.